What is going up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. We're going to be talking about a couple of things here. We're going to be talking about the stock Apple, their release of their new phone, and their new Apple Watch here, and kind of what it did to the stock here, and how I was able to capitalize on this with about an 8% return. So let's get started here. So this is the chart Apple, as you guys can see. This is the I'm not sure 180-day 4-hour chart, and this is the kind of the chart that I look for swing trades. It's super easy to read, easy to see. All right, so this is let's zoom it in here for a sec. So this was probably the past couple of days, as you guys can tell, and as we all know, Apple hit a high of 229 area and fell off and had a nice bounce here at about 216, and now it's at 226.95 with a high of about 228.60, most around there. But anyways, so as you guys can see, this previous resistance line was acting as a good resistance again. It broke through. Normally it does use a pretty good support. It will normally bounce off it, but it broke through it, and then it retested it once, and then got rejected, and then broke through again. So what I actually did here is I held I held and I waited. I waited for it to get around this area, and as it broke, I was thinking about buying into it, but the reason why I didn't is because when a stock is in a downward trend, you never want to trade with the trend. So I just decided, hey, let's listen to my rules. I don't want to break it. Apple's a good company, but it will be hard to get back the gains if it goes south. So what I did is I waited for confirmation at about 220, and so it did bounce all the way up to 219, but there's a pretty hard resistance there, and it got shot down. So what I did is I held it up all the way until 220. So it was, hold on, let's pull up my Robinhood account. Because I swing trade on Robinhood just because it's commission free. And alrighty, so 220 to 220 cents. Alright, so, and that's pretty realistic. So I hopped in 220 around here. So as you guys can see, I hopped in at a pretty solid point because as you can see, there's a nice resistance here, and it broke through it. So now that's kind of the confirmation that I was looking for, and it broke through that SMA line, or the simple moving average. So it broke through that, and then I honestly got very, very lucky here. I was up a lot, and then it fell. And this is where I started to get worried here, was around that $220.50, just because I thought it was going to start breaking through, but Apple released a ton of stuff and got news, and it did push that stock back up. And that's where I capitalized on it. I sold at around $228. So I sold at nearly the peak. It might have been luck, and I knew that the stock could possibly go up to 229, but I felt like I should take my profits now, because either way, this is going to act as a very, very hard resistance. It's going to be very hard for the stock to now push all the way back up to 229, and it may be harder for it to go higher. But if it does, it'll get a lot of attention and most likely continue. It's called a resistance breakout. It's super easy. It's one of the basic strategies when it comes to trading stocks here. But as you guys can tell, right now it's just kind of consolidating. This is really normal for this stock, as you guys can see. It does a lot of this. It'll go up, consolidate, and then tomorrow it will decide whether it likes the attention or not, or if a lot of short sellers start stepping into this to try to slam it down. Because as you guys can see, the stock goes up and then it goes back down. and most of these are news related, and so history tends to repeat itself. So I think the stock's going to most likely have a red day tomorrow, just because it was so hot this past couple of days. And let's see what my return was. So 228 all the way down to 220. So yeah, it was about a 7.5% gain, which is very good. That's something that I look for, and I think that you guys should look for this stuff too. And you guys can check it out in my trading group chat with a ton of experienced traders. We talk about stocks all the time, so it's super fun. It's if you want to be surrounded by a atmosphere of entrepreneurs and traders, I highly recommend going to check that out. Also, if you guys want to be a part of my 100% free group on Facebook, it has just over 600 members, almost pushing up to that 700 mark here pretty soon. But it does have about 600 members, which is fantastic. So, I'll put that down below too, so you guys can check it out. And all we do is we talk about stocks that we see potential in, stocks that we don't see potential in, and we have a lot of beginner traders starting to work their way towards us just because of the atmosphere that we bring. So I recommend going to check that out. And Apple did I had a nice swing trade on it. I may have gotten a little lucky here with that news release, but that's what happens when you trade these big companies, is that they're always releasing new stuff, especially Apple. Apple has multiple streams of revenue. Same with Amazon, Google. That's why these companies are so big, is just because of that. So, all right, though, that's going to be it, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of how I swing traded Apple and had about a 7.5% return. Please sure to go like, subscribe to my channel. If you guys have any questions, you guys can leave it in the comments below, or you guys can message me on Facebook, Instagram, and I will more than likely answer those questions. Or if you have a topic you want me to talk about, that is the same. So that's it, though. And just to prove that I did that, here, let's cover out my Asterisk. It's all right. But this was my account today, so it's pretty. I had a pretty good day. It was, today was only a couple dollars, but I really got that money from yesterday, pushing it all the way up. So it was about, I had a couple of shares. I don't even remember. But that's it, though. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace out.